Hey, what's going on? This is Kayne Frost, and today's discussion is going to be about the dangers of ignoring chicks, right? So you'll hear a lot of coaches, males and females, mainly the females, talking about, sometimes you got to ignore these girls, basically to get their attention, or basically falling back is when, you're giving up too much of yourself, of your vibe, your presence. You're always around them, kind of like they're always knowing what you're up to and stuff like that. And sometimes you gotta, they'll tell you to fall back and to ignore these girls, and just kind of get away from whatever environment that you're seeing them at, or whatever it is. If it's you work with them, or if you go to certain clubs and you run into these people, or just basically wherever you kind of see them at. Now, if you don't ever see them, you don't kind of got to worry about them unless they're coming over your house. To be about the ignoring part. But they'll tell you all about that, to ignore these girls, to regain their attraction to you, and it does work. But there is also a devious side and a bad side to all that. Is even though you're dealing with these girls and you think you have them vetted out and all that stuff, it could backfire on you by ignoring these girls. I've experienced it a few times. See, the thing about it is that when you have a really, really good vibe about you and a really good presence and a really good swag, and you really are on top of your game, on your finances, the women you choose to talk to, all that stuff, right? It displays, and it takes a while to get to those areas, but it displays that, and everybody can see that, and especially the women when they talk to you, they'll know that you're a pretty solid guy, and you know what you're talking about. The way you make them feel around them and stuff, and it's a vibe you give off. It's a presence, and it's unmatchable when they're talking to other guys that they're interested in or whatever. You stand out because you're just you, and you know how to deal with these women, and with the game that you've picked up on. And there's a lot of guys that don't know that, and they'll be just kind of messing around with the questions that they're asking. They're not really getting to the point. They never ask a girl out on dates. They never kind of get their phone. They never really, are putting their bid in to try to see what's up with the chick. And so your vibe is very different. And the problem is when you ignore these girls, you find out if they were kind of what you thought they were, or you might find out something different. If you're doing it to regain their attraction to you, cool. But some of these girls are just flat out crazy. They are, and you won't know that until you do ignore them. And there's moments where I ignore women because I see certain things in them that I don't like, or I don't agree with, kind of like red flags and kind of like yellow flags in a ways. But I see certain things that I know that she's not going to be cool dealing with what I'm dealing with, right? Even though we started off cool, I could see that she's not going to be with certain things in my life that are going to line up. So I kind of like not just fall back. Sometimes I just kind of cut them off, like basically ignoring them. And when I do that, these chicks think that that I'm kind of playing hard to get or whatever. And somebody, like I said, these chicks are crazy. You'll see, the videos of girls, showing up at guys' houses, knocking on the doors, throwing bricks through the windows, keying up their car. I've seen it bad enough where a girl would ram a guy's car with her car to his car, damaging other people's property, thinking that that's his property, and you can even be victimized, by a woman that's you're ignoring, that she's scorned by you ignoring her, because you have such a cool vibe about you that she's not getting that anymore from you. And now she wants to destroy you because you don't no longer give that to her. It's like a drug, you know. You gave her that drug that you know that you know, it just made her feel good, and now she's in search for that, and you're not giving it to her no more. That dopamine is what I'm thinking about, and she's not getting it no more. And you know, these girls sometimes can do crazy things. You know, like I said, they can act out. You know, they can even accuse you for certain things that you never even done. You know, and that's where it can get really it can get really scary. You know, what these girls are capable of doing. You know, it's bad, man. I've had it happen to me, where, you know, if you just cut these girls off and you ignore them. You know, I've had girls, you know, yeah, show up, throw bricks, throw rocks through the window, trying to get your attention or whatever, knowing that you're inside, or maybe you're not even there. They think you're inside. I've had girls, you know, accuse me of doing things that I've never even done. You know, even though I've never even like slept with them or anything. You know, these girls can be hateful, man. And that's the reason why, kind of like I said, I saw certain signs at the very beginning. And that's why I kind of stopped doing what I was doing with them, basically ignoring them, you know, cutting them off. And it backfired, you know. And I was like, man, I'm just kind of glad I'm not talking to this girl no more. But then they see it like, oh, he's a challenge or whatever. And when they really see that you really are ignoring them and you don't want nothing to do with them, these girls can be vengeful, man. They don't want you giving your vibe. They don't want another girl getting your vibe, what they used to have. And so they will try to destroy you in any way, shape, or form possible. You know, physically, mentally, words, whatever. You know, luckily that, you know, places I go to, people know me, and I got this laid back attitude. They know me well enough to know that if a girl is talking shit about me, that, you know, that's just what it is. You know, that is, you know, it's just some girl just talking because, you know, they're frustrated because they're not talking no more. The only bad thing about that is, you know, places like that is the people that you've been going to that know you are going to know who you are going to believe you for that stuff. But the people that don't know you, let's say they're new people or whatever around there, and they don't know, you know, your history of going to these places. So they'll look at you and maybe believe the girl, you know. And then, like I said, and then if they believe it at that time, cool, whatever, just blow it off. Don't really sweat it too much, because eventually time will tell. You know, they'll see you for who you are, and you're out there, you know, still getting it on with other females and stuff, and they don't see this, whatever this girl was saying about you, you know, they don't see that in you, you know. So, you know, that's all I wanted to make this video about, is that, you know, be careful, man, you know, on who you're talking to and who you choose to ignore, you know. Whether it's good or bad, and let's say you're just doing it to gain reattraction, and all of a sudden now you're bringing out the crazy side of this chick. You know, girls do that to guys too. You know, they'll do that at the very beginning of stages. You know, like they won't reply to his texts right away. You know, you reply, you guys are, she'll say something, you say something, and then she'll wait maybe a day or something to respond, just to kind of see where level-headed you are. And if you start getting angry and like, hey, what, you start seeing multiple texts, like, hey, what's up, what's going on, you know, I just sent you a text, whatever, 6 hours ago, or hey, I haven't heard from you, you know, it's been 24 hours or whatever. They're seeing on how desperate you are, how thirsty you are, because a guy that he's talking to a lot of women, they don't have the time for that. And so when you put off that means you have nothing going on. You know, you have no other options going on. She's your only option. And she knows now that now you're a red flag. So women do that to guys also. They kind of vet them out. So I'm just saying, if you're going to try some of the stuff that dating coaches tell you about, you know, ignoring these chicks, you know, to regain their attraction and stuff like that, falling back and stuff, there can be dangers to this stuff. You know, all this stuff is this game and stuff. You know, it's easy to say it, right? And it sounds good when people are talking about it and you agree to it and all that stuff. But when stuff goes in motion, there are other things that could happen. So I just wanted to remind you guys that, you know, there's a positive and there's a negative to ignoring women. So vet them out really good. Even if you vet them out really good, man, I'm telling you, you never know what these chicks are capable of until you actually put them in that place that they're replaceable, and like whatever you guys had going on is done, and they now lost that with you forever, and now they're angry, and now they want to get back at you. You know, cool chicks will just let it slide. They're not gonna worry about that. They'll have other guys to talk to. But some chicks will be vengeful, and they'll want to come after you, you know. And when they do come after you, take it as part of the game, you know. That's what I do. It's a part of the process. You're gonna run into some crazy girls from time to time. Not often, but there will be some. You know, I might run into one every couple of years, but they're out there, you know. Who are they? You don't know. You know, you can vet, like I say, you can vet them really hard. But until you put them in that place, you find out the real truth about them. And like I said, it doesn't happen often, but when it does happen, it gets kind of crazy. All right, man, that's part of this game for right now is, listen, be careful when you do ignore these chicks like other people tell you to do. Sometimes works, and sometimes it doesn't. All right, man, this is Kayne Frost. If you like this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Until then, man, rock on and peace.